have I been muted this whole time?
Our Vox transmissions are not reaching the astropathic relay station. The source of the interference lies in heretic-occupied territory. Locate and destroy whatever is jamming
I have
our
been muted this whole time.
communications.
My bad, guys.
You will be on your
I did not
own
realize
from
my chat was
here.
muted. I was sitting here talking about all this, trying to tell you things, and this is my second time streaming on a PS5 console. So I do apologize. I would like to recap over this whole thing, actually. So, I was talking about absolute difficulty, and I do apologize. So running this is actually pretty difficult in certain ways, where it's constant combat, majority targets are all the way around, all the time. You can fight up to 3 extremist levels. I'm not going to go into the depth, I really don't feel like explaining the depth again. But you require 3 good teammates to have in this. If you don't, you're just going to die. So you have to run something extremely well. So I believe, yeah, this is absolute difficulty. And the things required to do so are extremely difficult. Running this is not easy. There are mistakes that can happen pretty quick. Now, the most annoying enemy type in the game, for me, currently, is the Biobore. The Biobore being the most annoying. So the reason Biobore is so annoying, those green mines, it can spawn them, and it can spawn maybe 20 to 50 of them. So your best bet for running absolute difficulty is having a Vanguard Tactical or Bulwark, or a Vanguard Bulwark, and I'm probably gonna say it's gonna have to be a Sniper. Now, your parries are incredibly important. So, as someone who's run through all the absolute difficulty missions, the hardest run is Reliquary, I would have to say. The reason Reliquary is the hardest is due to the Helldrake and running along the bridge. That is the hardest thing to do. Now, the Chaos are some of the worst enemy types to fight.
We can expect those heretics to use similar tactics against us.
Flip their Callow clan on its head, remove the barrier, and let the Xenos skewer the heretics.
Now, for those who are wondering, now, the thing about this Polyjourney, and the reason why it's, I'm going to say most people don't or aren't going to have it, is due to lack of communication, lack of teammates playing for a team, and probably, and I'm gonna have to be harsh with this one, lack of skill when it comes to parrying and being in the middle of combat. Now, you can't just force executions. Your teammates will need them. It is quite possible that running through this, you will get low health, you will run low, and I will probably be restreaming this later and explaining everything for the update, going through all that because of the way up. So this is the part that gets extremely hard, and this is what I mean by you need to have decent enough skill level. The zoanthropes. That blast right there in itself is what I mean. So those zoanthropes are what caused the runs to end. As you saw with me just getting hit there.
One down. Millions to go. Into the more of death.
Now another note is they added new executions.
Zoanthrope eliminated. Closing the gap.
3 zoanthropes. What? I did not expect the 3 zones, to be honest. Now, so zoanthropes, like I said, are the run enders of the group. Meaning, 3 zones just spawn, and those are the 3 extremist targets. It does not always spawn 3. Speaking of the next run ender, here's the Neurothrope.
Grapple launcher set. Crush that! Going back to the abyss!
Now, I specifically hate these ones the most out of everything I fight. Reason 4 is that specifically. And then getting in close to it is the hardest possible feat you can imagine. Now this is where the hard part comes in. Ow. I dodged through that, whatever. Alright. Now there might be mild panic. I look calm in some situations, but it is not always calm. Well, that's not very good for me now, is it? Oh, okay, yep. I'm sorry, did I just see another one? Great. So, this is a really bad team combo. Lovely, just what we needed. Zoanthrope, Neurothrope, all in the same run. Okay. This is the hardest part now. Woo! He can get them. I hate these things. So there was supposed to be a new execution for this, but there wasn't. It was actually put on the Zoanthrope instead. Personally, I think it would have been cool if they added new executions for the Terminus threats. But one more thing being the Chaos. This is going to be one of the hardest fights. Your Chaos enemies are most likely going to run you down.
Put a bolt through that bastard's vile throat.
The changer of ways shall never be thwarted. The traitor shows us his craven colors.
Alright.
We cannot break that barrier by force. The sorcery must be undone. You will profane this church no longer. The heretic spell falters before our wrath. Success!
So,
Fast, brothers! It will crumble long before we do.
Now where is that sorcerer?
a Ravener would not be a very good time. Terminator's neither.
In the endless immaterium, remade into a canvas for the changer of ways.
I think not.
Terminators, the most annoying threat in the game. Personally, what I find.
One of us. No more.
Oh boy, here we go.
I was wrong to expect a better fight.
This is where it gets a little difficult. Okay, let me get him for some help. You gotta be on point with your parries, otherwise you're just waiting for death.
Into the more of the bask in minor victories, that more of 1,000 suns like us.
Cutting it close in a fight like this is what ends runs. So that's what I mean by you need a specific amount of skill to run these missions. Especially in Absolute where things can get hectic. And Terminators, it's constant Terminus threats. And Extremist threats. Well, not Terminus, you got one. But you run Extremist targets almost every area you go to. And you just fail if you manage to kill them. Or if you don't manage to kill them. One person is all it takes to run an end. Or to end a run. I'm sorry, I'm not awake. I am starting this because I wanted to do this. But, I might mess up my words quite a bit.
Right at the heart of the dome.
But no, all it takes is, speaking of, there's not something I wanted to hear. That was an extremist threat. You just need to stop that. Crap. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah. Also, they added a bunch of new executions to the Chaos targets, as well as... Oh, hell no. There's a sorcerer? Ah, crap. Oh boy, here we go. Rude much? So, again, things get a little hectic. Ow, ow. Whew!
Power diminishes.
Strike the altar, and it shall surely crumble.
So, most of the time you just ignore the objective to clear the enemies. And I'm gonna say that right now.
The Tyranids will outsource positions.
Sweep the cathedral next. Come on.
Most people aren't gonna run this. Going through this is very hard. All I'm gonna say. As you can tell through some gameplay here, and I do apologize at the start, I will be most likely cutting out this video and redoing it. And another extremist.
Feel your packs, brothers.
Terminators.
Exterminate the Terminators, brothers. Take your own.
Now, Terminators are easy to beat. They're predictable. All you do is stun them, start meleeing them, and they immediately go for a parryable gun strike attack every time. And it's super simple, super easy. Definitely not going to complain there.
Did not waste any time dropping in.
Let us hope the heretics and the Xenos decimate each other completely.
Yeah, it's a little awkward for some people. They don't dodge, they don't parry. I get it. I just don't understand the thought process on that. Especially when fighting against chaos level enemies where you just basically will die with one wrong move. Especially, they have guns, and they're not Tyranid, which are predictable and easy to fight. They're more off just running around, hoping they get the kill without actually focusing on what they need to do. The more you can focus one target, the better off you are, especially against Tyranid enemies like these. Having a melta weapon or a gun that does penetration damage is always the most useful thing in the game to have. Something tells me there is a biovore somewhere spawning these, and I'm not appreciative of that. Well, that was just weird. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, that was dumb. Alright. What did I just dodge? Alright. That was weird. No, main combat focus is what you need to be doing. Running absolute difficulty, especially boss fights. Hierophant Biotitan. Not an enemy you want to casually play against on absolute. If you're going to do that mission, you are going to run it the way you'd run any mission, with the intent to kill everything in your path. You don't want to die mid-area or mid-boss fight, because then you're just going to get frustrated, it's going to get hectic, you're not going to want to play, and you're not going to want to complete the mission. Chaos-specific targets are one of the most annoying enemies. Now, I know what I said about not taking the executions on some kills, but sometimes doing it is better than not. Now I get it, I'm being a little rat stealing the stems. I'm not marking. but in total terms of what I'm doing, survivability is key. Up here is where a run can end right before the final encounter. Missions aren't long. They don't take too long. But it's this final area in this room where you will fall. I know because I almost lost a run over here one time. It's the area-specific locations where you're just gonna screw yourself.
Now this is a Titan.
Now, just because I can, I'm going to pop a stim. Even though I did pick up Guardian Relic, I do want a free revive. This is where we leave. This is where we push that button, we get moving, and we don't look back. So like that right there, that bulwark, he placed his banner, he used it to his advantage, and he stayed in the fight. Ow. Why did I feel like something just spawned that I didn't want to spawn?
That's all you got for suckling the demon's teeth.
Now you see what I'm doing, and watching this gameplay is not something specific that I'd recommend anybody to do. Being in the middle of combat on absolute difficulty is not ideal when you're surrounded. But it takes specific levels of play you need to play. Keeping enemies distracted while your two teammates can focus on the other objectives or other enemy types are incredibly useful. It keeps you stable, and it makes it so you survive. When playing with my friends, I tend to keep the harder targets like the Terminators and everything else to myself. That way they can focus main objective, get it done, keep the mission moving. You do not want to waste time, you want to keep going at all costs. So like that target right there that was ready for execution. Take it. Kill it. Who cares? It's you staying alive and you keeping your teammates alive. Nothing else really matters. You play for a team, you play like a team, and you shouldn't die.
Capture and defend.
Now, I've found out unique ways when getting executions or before getting executions to complete this and deal more damage, especially using the Vanguard and the Melter Rifle. Super useful, super helpful, and you can deal more damage to get faster executions. So right before your gun strike, you spam your R2 or whatever button you do to shoot, whether you're on mouse and keyboard or whether you're just playing in general. On Xbox, you want to push your trigger button. Push your trigger button, keep it going, and right before that gun strike animation pops up, when you press that, you just press your main button or trigger, you can shoot really quickly beforehand. And you manage to deal a lot more damage.
Demon host attacks.
So right there, that sorcerer right there. You see me? Immediate Terminator right here. Dude, look at that. More damage right there. Ow. That was a fail. Waste of a melted bomb, personally. But focusing the bigger target, sorry, and keeping moving is the main goal. You always want to move forward.
I shall be severing its mountain.
Like that.
Fire incoming.
Keep pushing, keep moving, don't stop. One focuses any target, and you just keep moving. Next chain. Everybody put something towards the team. Just like you would in Lethal. You want to focus what your teammates can do for you and what you can do for them.
Demon is taking a shot at us.
Keep your teammates alive, they'll keep you alive. Pure and simple. And right then and there, we're done. Mission complete. And that's all it takes. Keeping enemies distracted, keeping people focused. And I do apologize for the first, like, I don't know, 15 minutes of the stream. That was not my intention to not have anything be said. I do apologize. I will probably stream this again and make sure I can actually speak this time at the beginning. So expect a stream in either a few days or something like that. But I don't believe anybody else has completed absolute difficulty. That was me just no-lifing my time through. You don't have to be like me or like the YouTubers who do it. I'm small. You know, my community isn't big when it comes to YouTube. I have my friends and we play. That's all we do. You don't gotta go crazy. You don't have to run it like I do. I don't know if that was their first time completing it, or if that was the last one they needed, or if they just got new armor pieces. I don't know. All I know is that I'm glad to help people complete what they need to complete. Helping the community means helping yourself. Because putting yourself out there and completing what you need to complete with everybody else puts you out there, it keeps you going, and at the end of the day, you know you made someone happy. So definitely can't complain with that. Help your fellow community members and they'll help you. So that was a small taste of absolute difficulty for those who have not watched. Again, I will be probably going over all the perks and things again in a different stream to proceed with this. But until then, I do apologize. There was a quick tutorial and playthrough of how to manage and survive Absolute for those who got to see it and for those who will see it later. So thank you for joining the stream. I do appreciate it, and I do apologize for the first 20 minutes. Have a good day, and I will catch you guys later.